Hi, I'm Professor Brian O'Brien of the Department of English at William Paterson University, New Jersey. Every year our department has an awards ceremony in which we acknowledge our high-functioning students who have won prizes in poetry and fiction and non-fiction, students who have achieved the highest GPA, and of course our new inductees into Sigma Tau Delta, the Honours English Society. And I happen to be the faculty advisor for Sigma Tau Delta, the Honours Society. So that means that I am by default the MC of this online awards ceremony, which we are, because of the COVID-19 restrictions, forced to organise in lieu of a physical awards ceremony. That said, I'd like to tell you how proud we are of our students, how proud we are of our faculty who have managed the transition to online teaching almost seamlessly, and how proud we are of our institution. To tell you a little more about that, I'm going to introduce you now to Phoebe Jackson, our department head, who wants to tell you a little about our students and our faculty.
Thank you, Professor O'Brien, for bringing us together in this very unique way. Welcome, everyone, to the first virtual honors reception for spring 2020. My name is Phoebe Jackson, and I am chair of the English department. We are here to celebrate the Honors Society inductees, the Creative Writing Award recipients, and the winner of the Helen and Philip Manno Award. Many of you watching this video are well aware that the road to completing a bachelor's degree is not an easy one, especially at this particular moment. All the students we are honoring have accomplished a lot under extraordinary circumstances. You work part-time or have full-time jobs and juggle various family responsibilities. To achieve your success, you have had to use every minute of your day wisely. It has meant that you have had to put aside everyday pleasures to focus on schoolwork. Your work today will undoubtedly lead to a fulfilling and meaningful future. Congratulations. Your journey has been a successful one that I hope you will always cherish in terms of your own growth and in your ability to persevere. Thank you.
Are you guys ready for a big cheer?
Of course.
Excellent. All right. Emily Leckie, I would like to formally induct you into the Alpha Epsilon Psi chapter of Sigma Tau Delta, the International Honours Society. Congratulations. Seveli Ivaliotis, I would like to congratulate you on your induction into the Alpha Epsilon Psi chapter of Sigma Tau Delta at William Paterson University. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Tyne Jackson, welcome to Sigma Tau Delta, the International English Honours Society.
Thank you. It is a pleasure. Thank you.
Nafin Elias, I would like to formally induct you into the Alpha Epsilon Psi chapter of Sigma Tau Delta, the International English Honours Society at William Paterson University. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm really happy to be a part of this.
Hi, I'm Chris Beam in the William Paterson English Department, and I'd like to offer a very hearty congratulations to Nathan Riley, who won the nonfiction category this year with his brave essay, How to Die in Heaven Just to Get to Hell. This essay tackles big, serious themes with humor, intelligence, and love. His writing is supple and curious and exciting. Remember his name.
Trigger warning. Suicide and self-harm mentions. Graphic depictions of suicide ideation and self-harm, suicide baiting, depictions of negative self-thoughts, blatant talk of mental illness, implied mentions of parental, emotional, sexual, and physical abuse. At the top of this essay, I listed several trigger warnings, and I meant them all with a seriousness that the internet and casual slang oftentimes don't grant the word. Just to be clear, triggers are not some meme bullshit. Or something, and I loathe this term, special snowflakes used to gain sympathy. Triggers are legitimate things. They essentially are something a person who has experienced trauma reads, sees, or hears that suddenly reminds them of the trauma that they've experienced and brings them back to it mentally and emotionally. Triggers are distressing and can even cause a person to become suicidal or resort to self-harm. I like to define borderline personality disorder as everything triggers me disorder for this reason. Borderline individuals oftentimes are very reactionary, even to small stimuli and situations, and their emotions are way out of proportion to the situation, and their thoughts spiral to make everything a million times worse. Borderline individuals fear abandonment to the extreme, and often cling to their favorite person, so much that they usually drive them away. Borderline is not something a person is born with, but rather something they develop as the result of trauma. I have borderline, as well as depression, anxiety, and ADHD. I've spent the majority of my 20 years on this earth wishing I was dead. From the cuts I've carved into my forearms and thighs, to the cigarettes I smoked when I was 16, to the toxic people I returned to time and time again, and to the 14-hour workday I've been used to since high school, I've been trying to kill myself slowly, and sometimes all at once. I did not have much to live for in this world. I was never a priority to those who were important to me. I mean, I was a priority in the sense that I was important to them in their own way, and they did love me in their own way. But I was never a priority. I love how in the English language, when you repeat a word and put emphasis on the first iteration of it, that it suddenly becomes more pronounced. The first word said becomes an adjective for the second one, despite how it's the same word. I think priority sums up my situation perfectly. I was a priority in the sense that these people in my life didn't want me to die. But I wasn't a priority in the sense that I didn't want to live. It's hard to make yourself a priority if you're always taught that you aren't one. There have been many people in my life who've made me feel this way. An example would be the school bullies. And then it was the person in middle school who was my best friend and almost romantic partner, who also was my physical, sexual, and emotional abuser. And then it was this girl I knew, who I've had a deep relationship with, who was my other physical and emotional abuser. I was never a priority to any of them, but they were a priority to me. There's two sides of experiencing pain like this. The first is that you want to wallow in your self-pity and keep up the "woe is me" antics to garner sympathy from anyone who will listen. You want the care and attention that you were never given. The second is the need for understanding. You want to make other people understand what you're going through, but on another level. You want revenge. You can't take this out on people who harmed you, but you can take it out on others. You often do this unconsciously. Why can't you hurt people if others were allowed to hurt you? I had this mindset for a long time, but it wasn't until my first relationship in college that I was slapped with reality. He likes you, my current boyfriend's roommate said to me before my boyfriend and I were dating. He said, "He really likes you. Don't break his heart, or I'll kill you." The roommate had been saying this jokingly, and he had smiled when he said it. I didn't smile. There are 4 morphemes in that sentence. He likes you. 4. Morphemes are the smallest units of meaning in language. They can be bound or unbound. Bound morphemes are suffixes and prefixes, and whatever you may have. Unbound morphemes are words. Each and every one of those morphemes hit me like a truck. He. Him. The boy I was currently flirting with, just because I could. Like. An expression of affection and preference over others. S. A present tense conjugation of the verb like, meaning it was happening now. You. Me. The boy liked me, and here I was, messing around with him for the hell of it. There was a distinct point I remember after this conversation with the boy's roommate, where I sat down and genuinely thought about my intentions with him. I don't trust people. Trusting people leads to pain. I did not trust this boy not to hurt me. Thus, I did not like him. I was just having fun. but he wasn't. He was bearing his soul and trusting me not to hurt him. And here I was, breaking that trust without him knowing. I needed to make a change.
Congratulations, Luis Mendoza. You are now a member of Alpha Epsilon Psi, the William Paterson University branch of Sigma Tau Delta.
Thank you, Professor. I'm glad to be part of it. I'm really excited. As soon as I got the email, I was like, heck yes, I got to join this.
Marissa Minadeo, congratulations. You're finally a member of Sigma Tau Delta, the International English Honours Society.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cassandra Lopez, I am delighted to induct you into the William Paterson University chapter of Sigma Tau Delta, the International English Honours Society. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's an honor.
Hi, this is Bob Rosen, longtime member of the English department and badly in need of a haircut. Professor Fort Manno had a long and distinguished career in the department at William Paterson, beginning in the 1960s. To honor his parents, he donated the funds to establish the Helen and Philip Manno Award, which has been given annually for over 40 years to the graduating English major with the highest GPA in English courses. We are pleased to announce that this year's winner is Cheyenne Summers. Cheyenne Summers, please accept my congratulations on behalf of the William Paterson English Department. Thank you.
Cheyenne Summers, on behalf of Sigma Tau Delta, I would like to induct you into the Alpha Epsilon Psi chapter at William Paterson University. Congratulations.
Wow, thank you so much.
Trinity Stilianesis, you are very welcome to Sigma Tau Delta at William Paterson University. Congratulations on your achievement.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be a part of it.
Stephanie Schutt, I would like to formally induct you into the William Paterson University chapter of Sigma Tau Delta, the International English Honours Society. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. First off, I want to thank William Paterson for acknowledging my accomplishments. I very much enjoyed my time at that school, more so than anyone I've been to prior. I also want to thank my family, without which their love and support would not have gotten me as far as it did.
Mooniver Sir Best, congratulations and welcome to the Sigma Tau Delta English Honours Society at William Paterson University.
Thank you so much. Yay!
I'm Martha Witt from the English Department, and I have the distinct honor and pleasure of congratulating Liam Mejia, winner of this year's Fiction Prize for his story Next Level Children, the blurb for which reads as follows. This is a story told as though in a single powerful breath. The narrative unmoors the reader from the everyday and masterfully anchors her in an urgent parallel reality. I'm proud to say that Liam was in my Introduction to Creative Writing class in 2019, and I've had the pleasure of watching him grow as a writer, and I'm particularly thrilled that he's intent on pursuing a career in teaching. Congratulations, Liam.
She had a pink face and a boogie board body. I imagined turning over on an ocean wave together. She'd like my face in the way that I didn't move my hand from places after she put it there. I had to tie knots in her leg hair. Tie it, or she'd put my fist in a plaster fire. I never knew where she found that fire. I think it came from the creek by my house. The water moved and pressed against the falling dirt. I almost fell into this creek once. My dad put me onto a sled and covered my eyes with his too big Mexican boy beanie hat. He spun my sled and threw it. My dad was always so strong. He used to let me beat him in arm wrestling matches. I believed him because I wanted his too big Mexican boy strength. Dweezil says I'm getting off track. The sled ran over the frozen creek. I didn't hear anything except, "Oh shit, man." Just don't move. I heard knocking below me. Something under the ice. Knocking and knocking and knocking. Something coming in. Bat-tat-tat-bat-tat-tat-tat. I can hear it so clear, but it was never there. My dad picked me up from the ice. I wish he hadn't, now that I think about it. Underneath that ice must have been the plaster fire. Oh shit, Dweezil says. His tongue twitters in my hanging lobe. Did you know that the hanging lobes were a dominant trait? I think in school that I learned that I have like 5 dominant traits. Off the top of my head, I have beautiful hanging lobes, a widow's peak, and I can't think of the rest, and I'm sorry because I promised you 5, but I'll only listen 2. Dweezil says I'm getting off track. I swerve into the next lane, and another car swerves into me, probably driven by some assassin looking for my head ass. I hate it when Dweezil sits on my shoulder while I drive. I always tell the boy to get the hell off my shoulder when I drive. Why won't you get off my shoulder while I drive? Please get off my shoulder while I drive. I swear if you don't get off my shoulder while I drive, I'll swallow you whole and shit you out on a railway. Pray to God you don't plop onto the electrified rail. Yeah, I say. Nothing. Just love this song, he whispers. God damn, I want to suck the osteoderms right from his face. When It Rained by Danny Brown. A modern hip-hop classic. Tends to play when I'm jittering or tingling, or before going to bed, or when I wake up, or when I'm driving to the queen of all pedophiles' house to do something that'll make me stop thinking. I love this song too, because the bigger the beat, the more my head hurts and the less I have to think. Yeah, well, maybe it fucking sucks, I say. Loser, Dweezil says. What's this girl's name again? I don't know. Gorgoroth, I think. Something Polish and stupid. The song stops, the music stops, the sound stops when we reach our destination. It's an empty lot with words written all over the ground. It doesn't take long for a patio to sprout there. The foundation gives way to a frame of wooden beams, and in another minute, this frame has a shirt that looks like a house. It's not like I remember, I say. Heartwork. The house is a living Max Headroom incident. It is walking on parasitic stalks of fuzz. The fence is physical, as are the walls. There is a pretty push in how it tries to keep me out. I see holes in the fences. The door is left open. My dad leaves the door open just after Halloween so the ghost of his brother can find his way in. He leaves a glass of water and cigarettes. I doubt I'll find that for me in her house. Maybe I'll see myself in there, dancing along to bat-ta-ta-bat-ta-ta-ta-ta, or writhing in guitar distortion. Maybe I'll find myself chewing myself. That's what Dweezil thinks. There's probably hundreds of kids in there, right? Not just me. Could just be me. Wondering? Maybe. Dweezil stands on my back and I stand on the sidewalk. This is government property, so if I, pissed on it, I could probably get in trouble. What was her name again? You'd think I remember, because I had to be around her my whole life. Never did she go away. Dweezil says I'm getting off track. I should either go in the house or go home. I usually go home. It's the 15 millionth time I'm here, and I've never stepped inside. She probably doesn't live there anymore, the queen of all pedophiles. She probably got older and stopped being a pedophile. If she kept touching boys her own age, she'd grow out of it. She could be happy and in love and have kids, and they'd never know she was royalty. With just my luck, the birth wouldn't even be painful. They'll probably have super medicine or some shit by then. And that's where it hurts, the difference of disappearance. I could walk into this house and scare a family, telling them I'm looking for some pedophile and get killed by the cops. And you don't know that? When it rained and it poured, I found myself on the floor, and a middle-aged man comes out of the front door. He rolls down his face and shouts, but like a nice shout that's only there to be loud and not angry or aggressive or mean or anything. Hey kid, get the fuck away from my house or I'm going to call the cops. I'm serious this time. It's 1 a.m. Stop coming around here and stop standing outside this house. It's just really annoying now. My kids are terrified. Can you please leave us alone? There's not a day that never ends. There's not a night that doesn't bring something in.
Tamisha Gilzine, congratulations on being inducted into Sigma Tau Delta, the International English Honours Society.
Thank you so much.
Tara Weniger, on behalf of Sigma Tau Delta, I would like to welcome you to the Alpha Epsilon Psi chapter of the International English Honours Society.
Thank you.
The winner of our undergraduate poetry competition was Jessica Sirocco. The judge of the poetry competition, Professor John Paris, described her poetry in the following manner. Fast-paced and thematically audacious, This poetry employs exciting enjambment, vivid concrete imagery, and compelling figurative language to convey ambiguous yet compelling situations, the boisterous, tarnished, and gooey aspects of love, friendship, and human relations.
This one's called Septoknov. Smoky apple biscuits crunch in the forest mouth. Caramel popcorn lung I am, marshmallow waffle yarn, the curl of a potter's wheel cup. Salted gore green stones swell with Passaic runoff as acorn shell umbrellas totter. She wore her bracelet around her head, a browning crust of cinnamon flakes. Tawny doe arms fade under fleece blankets of September, so tug on that cloudy sweater and drink cottonwood tea and pearls, while crows pick apart what the ash squirrels left behind. Okay, this one's called Flower Child. Hey, you forgot my son, squashed in between the tarnished brick wall of the bakery and an oil drum of burnt loaves. Boisterous, twisting his limbs around the kitten dish, holding gold beads close to his heart. He likes his woman full of sweat and dew and seed. Replant his petaled mane above the grass line. Or, if he wins your heart, knot him in your buttonhole, swaying with your walks and jump and crawls. He will die eventually, but he would love that warm hearth of flannel, silk, or spade next to your breast. Precarious, that's how he likes his women and men and mice. Plucky are his lipstick petals, with a fluff-tailed tongue to the sky. Okay, this one's called Love Spam number 4. Send me your cherry, boy parts pressed in a waffle griddle. Fill your crests with frosting, sneak, a kiss in the middle, or maybe your old car keys. Remember, the stangy tingle of turmeric. Now leave them. Climb the old gooey sap tree. Leave me, a bundle of your forced touches and walrus lip kisses, but don't forget fucking almonds this time. This one's called Paint Shop. I always liked body cars, diesel choking my florals, to feel something sexton, surviving, eating the paved gravel down until I have no choice but to look up at an empty notebook sky. No doodles of my science professor or his name, an anthem of yes, you are mine. And something is missing, like leaving the toaster oven on bake or forgetting her last name. And this one's called Loose Seeds. Summer brownie skin peeling like birch bark. The stand was up on Saturday. Cups leaking sugar juice, while a hand emerged from the concoction and grew legs, a few good arms, and a mind to know it was eaten naked. The lemon girl pressed herself into the paper cup and waited for her chance. While on a glass dish, the pomegranate spread herself out, half devoured and ditched, her luscious stool seeds spilling out. A boy picked one up and awed, so pretty and shiny, and took it. The pomegranate girl took a breath and waited for her chance.
So, that's it. Thank you very much for joining us on our short journey through the English Department's awards ceremony. A particular thank you to our students, both major and minor, and our graduate students, without whom this entire endeavour is for naught. Remember, you are our primary mission. Teaching you, honouring you, and showing you how important you are and what your potential is our primary mission. A shout out to our new Sigma Tau Delta inductees. Congratulations. And another shout out to our English department faculty, who have shown extraordinary resolve in extraordinary times and have shown what it takes at a time of unparalleled crisis. We can do it. We have the pioneer spirit. And I'd particularly like to give a shout out to the English Department Secretary, Sandy De Jesus, who has acted as the glue of our department for the last several semesters. Thank you, Sandy. Additionally, I'd like to thank our department head, Phoebe Jackson, who was the first to suggest that we transfer the awards ceremony to an asynchronous online format, and here we are. I'd also like to thank Brian Fanning and the Information Technology Department of William Paterson University, who made the hardware and software available to us to both film and edit this awards ceremony. So that's about it. I hope that we'll see you in the fall. In the meantime, have a great summer.
In these brief moments few, when there's so much we want to say, of friends and loyalties true, may our sentiments convey. We've shared our hopes and dreams, we've laughed and cried, we've worked and played.